Karpov unleashes a very beautiful and powerful attack on Viktor Korchnoi, helping him win this match against Viktor Korchnoi, who is playing with the black pieces here. Karpov is playing with the white pieces here, and knight to c6 by Viktor, and bishop comes to b5, attacking the knight here, making this the Rai Lopez, and this pawn push makes this the Morpheus defense, where the bishop retrieves to a4, and knight comes to f6, or you can even go for pushing and hitting this bishop earlier, forcing it to retrieve here. Castles on the king side, Karpov, and knight now captures this e4 pawn, and pawn push to d4 is played here, attacking the central pawn. So pawn push to b5 attacks the bishop, bishop retreats to b3, and after which d5 is played here, pushing the pawns in the center. So d pawn captures the e5 pawn back here, and bishop goes to e6 here, protecting this pawn here, and also protecting this f7 square from this light square bishop of Karpov here. Knight develops to d2 here, although cutting off this dark square bishop's space here. Knight retreats to c5, going after the light square bishop here. So pawn push to c3 allows the bishop to retrieve in case the knight didn't capture. In case you capture, you can capture with your uh, queen as well, and or with the knight here. So pawn push is played here, g6, and as of the 10th move, the position is still quite equal now. Queen comes to e2 now, developing the queen, and bishop fianchet to g7, and queen knight to d4, now placing the knight in the center of the board, attacking the unprotected knight here. So knight captures the pawn here with the support of this fianchetted bishop, and pawn push to f4 is played by Karpov here, forcing the knight to retrieve here, and this bishop now here basically is pinned against the king here unless the king castles here. So knight jumps here to c4 here, and f5 is played here, attacking the bishop, forcing the capture with this pawn, messing up the king side of basically messing up the castle of the black, that is Viktor Korchnoi here. So here the knight can capture back on f5 here, also attacking the bishop here, forcing rook to come to g8 here, but the best move was to bring the bishop here and use this particular opening with to launch an attack here. But from this position, Karpov is slightly better in this position here. So knight captures a knight here, and pawn captures back here, forming the pawn structure and also attacking the light square bishop. Bishop retrieves into the next big square, c2 here, also attacking this pawn to an x-ray. Knight comes to d3 here, and bishop now goes to h6, engine suggested the queen move over here to g4 was the best move, but Karpov went for this line. This was the second best move. Bishop now retrieves to f8 here, and rook comes to d1 here, and now this knight cannot move because there's an x-ray attack on the queen here. So the queen comes into d5 here, threatening to capture and bringing in more pieces and attack the king here. With now both this rook and the queen are attacking the pawn here on g2. So bishop captures the knight now, pawn captures back, and after that rook captures with an attack on the queen. Queen goes to c6 now, and in this position basically Karpov becomes better because the best move was to retrieve the queen here instead of bringing in the queen here, which would prevent this pawn push and other gameplay. So bishop now goes ahead and captures the bishop here, and after which queen now goes here to b6 with a check, which actually is a boon for Karpov because this gets his king away from this open dark square diagonals here, allowing him to safely use his pieces to attack the black king. King now captures the f8 bishop back, and queen comes to f3 here, attacking the rook here. The rook move here basically makes Karpov's position even better, but the best move was to bring the rook here to b8. Knight now goes to h6, attacking the rook and also attacking this pawn here, which forces the bishop to stay in here, protecting the pawn, and rook now comes to g7, bringing in additional support for this pawn here, which defends the king. This allows Karpov to bring his rook here to d7. The bishop cannot capture because knight can capture, creating discovered check probabilities. And rook now goes to b8, tensing his mistake here. So knight now jumps here to f7, capturing the pawn with the support of the rook here. So the rook will get captured now. But this discovered check is played here, and the king is forced to go to because the bishop is forced to come in here, and cover the check here, which is the best move. Otherwise, all the other combination will result in checkmates in fewer moves. And king to e8, and after the following moves, this rook will be gone. The checkmate will soon happen like this, because this king will be hunted down the board like this, and because of this, Viktor Korchnoi resigned quite early as of this position here, because the king is pretty much exposed here. The only piece that was defending the king was this pawn, and once this knight captures this king is pretty exposed, and it will be hunted all down the board like this. And masters and GMs won't wait for that; they will just resign the game, and therefore Karpov won the match. So that's the game. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with such videos.